Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So we're getting our other hopper bottom hooked up this morning. So we cut beans yesterday afternoon. So yesterday afternoon was second day of harvest technically. So Dad's strength's gonna back in here. Gonna get this hopper hooked up, get it checked over. Okay, we're good to go. Get everything hooked up, we'll get it up to the shop, check it over, grease it. And then we can head to the field and start cutting some beans this afternoon. So, see what we can get into. Well, we'll run her up to the shop, check her over. Definitely like my new driveway layout now. Give me a lot more room back here to turn. I'm gonna clean these windows on this truck before it leaves also. So we're going to get moved over. We're going to start our 40-acre farm, get those cut off. Then we got a small patch down the road from there. Get those mowed off. And then we have one more field of some of the short growing season beans, and then we're done with them. And then we'll move to a longer growing season and see how they look. Alright, so I working on getting these windows cleaned up, and I figured I'd share something that I figured out the other day. I took one of these Tidy Cats buckets and put my window squeegee in it. Nice thing is I can shut it and it keeps it from splashing all over the place and it keeps dirt out of it. I put windshield washer fluid in there, some water and some white vinegar, and it's been working great for cleaning windshields on the combines and on the trucks. So little idea to give you, and you can usually find these Tidy Cats buckets in people's garbage along the road, or my grandma collects them for me when they get kitty litter. They buy it by the bucket, and when she's done with the bucket, I take the bucket. So I really like them square Tidy Cats buckets, and come in handy. But anyways, I know some of the new viewers are going to be asking, what trucks do we have? Well, this one right here is a 1981 W900A Kenworth. This truck's got 3.5 million frame miles on it. Of course, it's had different axles put in it. Originally, this truck, by serial number, came with a New Way spring suspension, and at one point it got 8-bag air ride put under it. 400 Cummins, turned up a little bit. I did pull this engine out of a cab over that was rolled over shortly after it was overhauled about 6 years ago, and threw it in this truck. Good running truck. The blue Kenworth, that is a 1990 T800, and it has a 400 Cummins in it, and I'm sure somebody's messed with it because she'll get up and go too. That truck has, that one's got over 1 million miles on it too, but it's in good shape. The Pete, the maroon Pete, that is a 1990 379. That one's got a 3406 B model cat in it, and we've had that truck for 16 years now. It's kind of a funny story about that truck. We went all the way out to Illinois looking for a truck, and we couldn't find what we wanted. We went to a dealership, and they dealt in heavy equipment and trucks, and went out there looking at an old T800 Kenworth that was on the lot, and it was just literally a piece of crap. So we got in a truck and drove all the way back home, and my mom's like, hey, there's a Peterbilt down on Highway 14 by Winnemac for sale. So Dad and I got back in the truck, drove down there. Sure enough, here sits this beautiful maroon Pete, and ended up buying that one. We've had it ever since. So by far, that's probably the nicest truck in the fleet, but the old W900 isn't far behind it. It does need a little work. It's been kind of a work in progress. So I do need to repaint my stacks and stuff. I want to get them powder coated black, but just never had the time to pull them off and have them powder coated. So someday I might do that. But good running old truck. I really like this one. I like the old W900s. I always thought they were really cool trucks. So some people like the old R Model Max, some like the 379 Pete's. I like the W900As. And it's even got a duck on the hood. So let's go back and see what Dad Strength's doing. Get our Tidy Cats bucket here. Are you getting them aired up?
Yeah.
Guaranteed not to go low all season?
Yep, we're going to fill them with foam.
Oh, we're going to fill them with foam. Remember the last time we tried to fill tires with foam?
It turned out really good.
Yeah, don't try to fill your Batwing mower tires with the great stuff, insulation. It doesn't work. About an acre of mowing and that stuff turns to dust and they go flat again. So that was a bad idea. So we'll get these tires aired up, get the truck finished up, and then we'll head to the field. Well, we made it to the field. We're going to unload the 2388. We're going to sit the head on the cart, get it moved over to the next place. We cut that over there, and we cut this over here yesterday. And we couldn't cut no more because we didn't have anything else to dump into. Because we got to keep these farms separate. So now that we got another hopper bottom hooked up, we'll be able to cut more. We did get a little bit of a later start today than we usually do because we went and finished up our pond project this morning so that we could get all the equipment and the semis home. So we'll get this unloaded, set this head on the cart, get it moved to the next farm for Dad, and then we're going to take the 1660 and we're going to run over to another farm that's a small field and get those mowed off and put them in the grain cart. Well, I got behind in video. I was on the phone with Drew from Castonia Tractor, and kind of slipped my mind to get some video. But we're almost done with this field now, as you can see. So once we're done here, we'll go join Dad on the 40. We just kind of figured it didn't make sense to bring the 2388 just for this small farm here. So we just dropped him off there with a truck and our semi, and Dad Strength and I come down here with the grain cart. And once we're down here, we'll go back over and help him on the 40, get that cut off. He'll probably be pretty close to being done, as long as he can find somebody to visit with or something. So, I mean, a 30-foot head, he can get a lot cut pretty quick. So the beans are really good in the lower ground where it holds moisture better, but you start getting up on the higher sand and they shrink pretty quick. Like right here, they're really nice. They're, you know, almost, well, they're probably 2.5 feet tall and full of pods. But the problem is the average yield on the farm gets lowered because the sand takes that away from it, you know. So, but what do? You can't control the weather, can't have irrigation on everything. I blame it on them 5 or 6 days we had where it was just nothing but high wind, heat, and dry. That's what I think caused a lot of the problem with bean yield that we're seeing. I'm hoping once we get into some of our longer growing season soybeans, we'll see a little better yield, a little better results. I mean, they're just so tiny. There's just not much to each soybean, so I'm hoping we get in them longer growing season, maybe they got bigger. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, we'll get some video when we get over by Dad, get back in the field with the 2388. I'm hoping that we get these beans cut where we want the wheat, get the mailman drilling wheat, and then maybe we'll get a little rain to get that wheat started, and get a little rain, get a little time off so I can get L2 number 1 field ready, and get my chopper fixed, get the power steering lines fixed, and then I'll be back in my smoking trash can where it feels like home. I definitely miss my combine. I don't mind the 1660, it's a nice machine, but you know what? Once you start running an L2 cleaner, you just don't want to go back to anything else. They're tough old combines, and they'll eat whatever you cram in the head. And I think think my sickle runs a little faster on that head too. And I don't know, it seems like I go too fast with this and I end up, it starts looking kind of stringy. Where it seems like I can run 5 miles an hour with the L2 and it just shapes the ground so nice. So, I don't know. Maybe my sickle's a little better shape than the one is in the 20-foot head. We did change it out was it last fall or the fall before? I can't remember. I think we done a video though, and we did change the sickle out, put a whole brand new one in out in the field. So, anyways, it's enough of me talking for a little bit. Get the rest of these mowed off, and then we'll go get back with Dad. Well, Dad actually got this whole one side done without me, so I guess we'll go on the other side of the ditch and start cutting. Oh, there he is. Well, I was cutting beans, and Dad stops on the end, and he's like, "Will you take this thing?" She's just screaming and yelling. She wants to ride with Uncle Brandon. So Claire come to ride with me. You enjoying the ride? Really?
Yeah.
She had some Cheetos before she got in here, and her face was just covered in them. So I grabbed a Farm World newspaper from beside the seat and dumped some bottled water on it and scrubbed her face. Got her looking a little more presentable for a video. Were them Cheetos good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yummy.
You like Cheetos, don't you?
Yeah.
Maybe we get sponsored by Cheeto, who knows?
Yeah.
You want a lifetime supply of Cheetos?
No.
No? Wouldn't like that? No, we got beans hitting the windshield, reel needs to go up. So we're actually in some good beans now. These are looking really good. What do you think?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Why aren't you riding with Pawpaw?
I want to ride with you sometime.
Oh, you want to ride with me sometimes? Well,
Yeah.
that's nice. Is Pawpaw's combine bigger?
Yeah, you do.
What?
You do.
Oh, there goes Madison. Man, I wonder where she's going.
Well, Madison's coming to see us.
Come and see us or go
Yeah.
hang out with her other boyfriend?
Cool.
That's possible too. You never know. You just never know. No, she wouldn't do that. What?
Damage.
Where's she going? Oh, this field's rough, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, this way, third way.
All right, we're gonna. Well, as you can see, we're in some pretty good beans here. These are looking
Yeah.
real nice.
Yeah.
Hey, sit down. Sit down. Oh, there we go. You know you're not supposed to be up running around. You got to stay seated at all times. You're terrible. All right, we're gonna keep cutting. So on the way over here to the field, you know, it's that time of the year when you're selecting your county officials, and it's election year or whatnot. Well, there's signs out for prosecutors, signs out for school board, things like that. I think I'm gonna go out and throw out some dirt, grain, and steel signs that say like and subscribe for better entertainment, and just see how many people notice my signs mixed in with those political signs. I think that would be kind of funny, you know. I don't know, I should try it and see what happens. Just start sticking them at random along the road and stuff, and just see if anybody bites on it. I don't know. Some of them signs are pretty expensive. It'd be kind of fun just to do once or twice, you know, just throw one out in somebody's yard with their permission, of course, but it'd be something cool. And I don't know what they would say, like and subscribe for better entertainment, or just vote for better entertainment. I don't know what they would say. But, you know, if these sand ridges in this field, and these beans are really nice, but even on the sand ridges here, they're full of pods, and they're fairly tall. So, this field's definitely better than the last field we were in. Pretty impressed with it, actually. So, there is 40 acres here between this field and that field. The ditch splits in two, and this farm Dad and I actually own. Well, or Dad owns, but someday it might be mine. But as of right now, Dad owns. owned it for probably, oh man, 20 years or better now. We've owned this farm. Bought it when I was little. I remember when Dad bought this place. It was pretty hairy when we bought it. There was a lot of trees on the ditches and stuff. We rented my uncle's John Deere 690B excavator, and we cleaned it all up, took all the trees out. At the time, my uncle had a John Deere 8650 just like ours, and they had a blade on it, and we used that for pushing a brush and stuff. Between the 690B and the 8650, we got the place all cleaned up. And then actually about 6 years ago, we redug the ditch through the center of this farm. It used to go at a drastic angle, but we measured everything out and we dug it straight through the farm, so there wasn't any point rows or anything like that. And that was way after we started excavating, so we done that with all of our own equipment. But for those of you who haven't followed the channel, I did do a video of my history running heavy equipment and excavators, and we started excavating full-time back in about 2007, well 2006, 2007, somewhere in there is when we actually started excavating full-time. So, and we've been at it ever since. So that is a good video if you want to look back through the archives and find it. I believe it's called My History Running Excavators is the title of the video. So, okay, I'm gonna keep cutting. This video, you know, not much excitement, more informational than anything, but I think we're gonna move on to the next farm yet tonight, get a start there, fill both combines. We should be able to squeeze this on a truck and we'll fill both combines, and that'll be it for the day. So thank you for watching, greatly appreciate it, and we will see you all in the next one. Have a good evening.